Howdy all. I think it has actually been a while since I've done a video actually, for a change. Yeah, about 7 days ago. So today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys some of my darkest senses of humour on the internet. Because fuck it, why not? So, before I get into that, I just sort of wanted to point out a conversation that I had with someone, and it's not the first time, and some of you might quite get where I'm coming from. So I was talking to this young lad, and typical sort of, younger generation, early 20s, that sort of a thing. And it's I suppose the over enthusiasm of wanting to do this with such and such a chick and all this and all the things that they would love to do and blah blah blah, right? And it's sort of funny because I looked at him, I just sighed and I'm like, you know what, mate? I said, in all fairness, you get to a point in your life and you're not fazed by it anymore. You just don't care. You just can't be asked putting in time and effort, time and time again. For what? Like, honestly, for what? Why do that? Why set yourself up for failure? Right? And I get it. This is quite, negative. It's really pessimistic, but it's real, right? It's real. This is a state of affairs, right? It is what it is. And I said to him, I said, look, you think how much, running around you do after someone else. I said, what, are you doing that for you or are you doing that for them? And then what are you getting out of it, And I'm talking in particular, this is something most of us guys have done, right, is you basically, although you're in a relationship, you're still kind of technically simping after them, right? You're running around, you're picking them up, you're dropping them places, and you're just a fucking glorified taxi, for the most part. And then this is why I always say, it's like, tell them no, see what happens, right? For once, right, grow a pair of balls, be ready to be single and independent on your own for a little bit, right? Tell them no and see what happens. Also expect to be in the doghouse, but you see, this is the best way to test whether someone is actually into you or whether they're just into you, right? There's a big difference between the two. Anyway, so as I'm sure you guys might get my sense of humour, those of you that know me IRL know my sense of humour. And so, as always, I found myself on one of these dating apps. And one of the questions, it's not a question, in fact, it's a statement, in where it sort of points out there that you would buy the first round if, right? Some of you might recognise that from the particular app that it is. And this chick went as far as saying, she's not a chick, by the way, she's actually what I call posh totty, right? Out of my league totty, right? She ain't going to be hanging around with no dude that wears a Harley Davidson t-shirt and lives a similar sort of lifestyle that I would live, right? Total different side of the tracks. But her response was, she like, the first round would be on her if she had lost her mind and forgot that it's a gentleman's duty. Well, if anyone thinks I'm just going to sit back idly by and just let that shit slide, it's like, you're sorely mistaken. So I responded to it. The duty, oh. And in return, does one give up their chastity, since days of chivalry are over, and it seems that relationships are more transactional? Let me guess, you also get offended if asked to, air quotes, split the bill, with a laughing smiley face at the end. Now, that's coming from a place of shits and giggles, right? Like, I don't care, right? Literally not invested in this chick in the slightest, literally don't care. But she responded, I still believe in chivalry and in traditional relationships, yeah, and I still believe in Santa Claus, the Tooth Fairy and Easter Bunny. So, I didn't respond with that. That's my immediate go-to. I wouldn't be offended if I was asked to split the bill, but I just wouldn't go out with that person again. I was never asked to do so far though. Smiley face. But nothing wrong with that. It's important to know what you are looking for. Nothing wrong with your ways either. I'm sure there are plenty of women who will want to split the bill for your beer. Good luck. A smiley face and then good luck, then a little four-leaf clover after that. And I read that initially, and at first I thought, it's funny, innit, how like this is that when people see a photo of someone, and obviously in a lot of these dating sites, a lot of the girls, they're dolled up, right? They're going on nights out, and then they fucking totally ruin it by taking selfies in the fucking women's toilets. It's like, what is that? Like, seriously, does anyone know the answer to what that is? It's like, come on, man, someone knows the answer. What is a fascination with these chicks that they go into the toilet, they pick up their cell phone, they put on their stupidest wonky face, sometimes they even go as far as putting the camera in front of their face, and then take a photo. And I'm like, the fuck, what am I going to do with that? Like, what? Alright, so you like taking photos of yourself in toilets. Okay, you're fucking weird. And yet, these are the same type of chicks that would point their finger at me and call me weird, right? Be like, yeah, but I'm not the one, doing that. Right. Anyway. But, this is just it. Now, from the photos that she's put up, which are very elegant, I will be honest, they are very elegant. Like, she's a classy lady, right? Definitely a classy lady. Especially, but it would be like Lady in the Tramp, right? You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what it would be like. Actually, I'm not so much of a tramp, I'm just a biker. Probably, yeah. Anyway. But one of the photos that I had there was me holding a bottle of beer. Now, unbeknown to her, I rarely drink, right? It was just one of them moments where it's like, everyone else has got, like, another little rant about a lot of these chicks, right? They're all addicted to wine. I swear, they're all addicted to wine. What's the other one? Espresso martinis, is it? Something like that. Yeah. And I'm just sort of like, man, they're all alcoholics, man. So I don't want that shit. Got enough damn problems. You phoning me up at stupid o'clock in the morning, tell me that you're drunk, lost in the middle of London, and you can't get home, and somehow that becomes a me problem. It's like, oh no, it doesn't. No. You got yourself in that situation. You're strong and independent. You get yourself the fuck out, or you don't put yourself in that situation in the first place. But anyway, on to my response. I've got, hi, thank you for the response. I wasn't expecting it, and I legit wasn't. I thought, nah, I'm just going to get ignored and blocked and fine, whatever. There was no context or implication of buying the first round as being a date. However, if I invite someone out, then yes, I do or would pay because I invited them. And this is just it, right? This is another thing that I think people don't quite get the gist of. If you invite someone out, it's like you're kind of paying it, but if it's like a bit of a mutual thing, then it's okay to ask them to split the bill. And chivalry has got fuck all to do with it. I think what she means in that aspect. So I had a long think about this before I responded. I'm thinking, no, you're not coming from a place, you don't believe, she might believe in chivalry and traditional relationships. But I think chivalry for her is more, she gets pampered with privilege of just being female, just turning up, right? I'm just saying, that's just my thoughts on the matter. I could very well be wrong. But anyway, let's carry on with this one. With regards to my beer bill, I rarely drink and I don't need anyone for splitting bills with. Out of curiosity, and if you don't mind having a conversation, what is a, air quotes, traditional relationship, close air quotes, to you, smiley face? Well, I can assure you guys it's been over 48 hours and there's been no response, so I don't think I'm going to get a response somehow. I think it might have upset them. I mean, who'd have thought me upsetting someone, right? But it's funny, it is that whole scenario is actually quite entertaining for me, because I had nothing to lose anyway, right? I do a lot of that on these apps. I just, if I can send a message and I can take the piss a little bit, that's exactly what I'm going to do. That's the sort of person I am. If they can't take a joke or they don't like where the joke is going, well, who cares, right? My point of view is, who gives a fuck? All right, so someone said something to you in a message which you found offensive because, I don't know, in this case, the whole, you know, it's a gentleman's duty to buy the first round. Nah, you see, I think that one went well and truly out the window, right? When this whole equality, yeah, you know where I'm going with that one, became a thing. Now you could argue maybe it's polite to buy the rounds, and look, being real, even like I said there, if I invite someone out, right, yeah, I'll catch the bill. I don't care. It doesn't bother me, right? Because I invited them out. At the same time, I wouldn't want to be inviting someone out that comes from this place of privilege where they think that all they have to do is turn up and look pretty and have zero personality and zero, in some cases, morals and ethics. I'm not saying that about this chick. I'm just saying where it is a thing. You know, like really? But this is just it, and this is all part of the bullshit that, like I said at the beginning of the video, you get to a point in your life and you sort of ask yourself, what the fuck am I bothering? I mean, like, really? Alright, so, yeah, you might get your willy wet every now and then. Oh, fucking so? Who cares, right? Like, who cares? It's the dumbest thing, it really is. You know, I was thinking about this a great deal recently as well. You know, they say about, oh yeah, as men get older, their testosterone drops, and they're not so eager to you know, bedroom activity and all this. And it's like, no, it's just because we can't be bothered. We can't be bothered with all the bullshit and the pursuing and the trying to impress and the, you know, just general simping, I suppose. Just can't be asked with it. It is literally too much hassle. It's just not worth it. It's not, in a lot of cases it's not worth it. So why even bother? And I see a lot of guys now that still, you know, they're still got this. I get that some of them are younger generation, and as I've said before, maybe they've got to go and learn what they got to learn, and go through what they go through to maybe end up on a similar path. And I think, as has been said before, I'd say most, if not all, paths lead to MGTOW. I'm just saying, you know, this is more to do with the red pill though. This is more like, yeah, you know, this is the whole thing that women get to choose, and if you stop putting out, you know, I suppose the simping, right? If you stop taking them out on meals, and it's that thing, right? You ask any dating coach, right? If you stop dating your girlfriend, someone else will. That can be a thing. It's, you know, more so if they are the I don't want to say untrustworthy. I suppose, yeah, it is untrustworthy actually when you think about it. But I'd say more the potential for promiscuous types. You know, I'm just saying. It's like the same. You got to understand with relationships that you've got to keep it constant, and you've got to keep it on a positive. But realistically speaking, with some of these women with the privilege that they have in terms of being able to choose any guy that they want, being spoiled rotten by a whole ton of guys, you know, it doesn't do them any favours. And the ironic part, something else I noticed as well, was a lot of them are going on about, oh yeah, how they really value mental health, and it's like, in the same sentence they go on about how liberating it is to act in certain ways and stuff like that, and it's like, my God, you are actually causing yourself to have the mental health issues by behaving and doing the things that you're doing, and then going back and talking about mental health like it's not your fault. And it's like, you did it, you literally did it to yourself. You know, chicks that behave like this, it's like you literally did it to yourself. But they want a virtue signal about mental health and all that shit. It's like, man, the stupidity is strong with some of these chicks. Anyway, the best part of 15 minutes. Gentlemen and ladies, for those of you that watch, thank you very much for watching and listening. Thoughts, comments and opinions, feel free to drop them down. Until the next one, stay cool, stay free, stay out of trouble. Peace the fuck out.